Hey everyone, Selwyn here from WynnStrength.com. Starting off with week 5, day 2 of the Barbell Medicine Powerbuilding II strength template. We're going to be starting off with some bench press competition style, then some squats with the SS yoke bar, and wrapping up with some beltless overhead press with a MyRep set scheme. So I'll walk you through it as I go through along the program. So update on the right shoulder, it's feeling a lot better today. Just warming up right now, getting the blood flowing, seeing how it feels. A little bit of weakness, but not too much. So I'm going to focus on just maintaining that form. I've noticed in the past weeks when my form breaks down just a little bit, that's when the pain starts to flare up a little bit more. So again, technique is key. So what I'm actually going to do today is, just because of the shoulder issues, I'm actually taking a longer time to warm up. I'm actually going to use smaller jumps on the way up to my working sets. Whereas with like the squat and the deadlift, when I don't have any issues or pain, injuries, anything like that, I want to cut those down to like 4 to 5 warm-up sets, and then we want to get into our working sets. Today I'm probably going to aim at doing 6 to 7 warm-up sets with a slightly shorter gap between the warm-up sets on the way up, because I won't be needing as much rest because they are lighter weights. I'm just wanting to get more blood flowing and more activation in the muscle before I start handling those heavier weights. So what I'm doing is, like, the bar, I'm still going to do working reps. So today it's 5s, I'm doing sets of 5s all the way up. So right now it's 115, I'm going to go 95, 115, 135, 145, sorry, 155. And then we're going to work our way up. The target weight for today is going to be 255. So I'll probably take a couple of extra sets to get there than I normally would take. But I think that's better for the shoulder health in general, just because I think warming up and you'll be able to feel where exactly the pain happens and where I can modify my form if needed in order to keep that pain at bay. So we're just about to get started with our first working set. The goal is 245 for 5 reps at RPE 7. So we'll see how it goes. We did about 6 warm-up sets, going up in 20-pound increments. Shoulder's feeling good. There's a little soreness, weakness right under the collarbone. So we'll see how that holds up over this set. So good luck. So I just got done with the first working set. Definitely IPE 7, reps of 5. Weight's feeling good. This is where form is critical. Focus on driving the traps into the bench, and just feel so much more solid. There's very minimal discomfort in that shoulder joint when you get that shoulder angle in line. That's the reason you want to bump the chest up. It lines all the bones so there's right angles and stability and support, and focus on engaging all those back muscles. It just helps so much. There was less pain doing the bench press than there was 3 days ago doing the overhead press. So I mean, it's probably a mixture of both the shoulder healing and the technique, but people that say that bench press hurts them might want to address their form. I found the bodybuilding style bench press with the elbows out, everything at 90 degrees, wasn't suiting my shoulder joint. Switching over to the powerlifting style bench press really helped. You're also reducing that range of motion by a lot. You're reducing the range of motion, but you're able to push out a lot more weight. So those two effects have really helped mitigate any shoulder discomfort prior to this, where I used to have shoulder injuries before with the bench press. So that was a great result. We got 265 for 5 at RPE 9, no shoulder pain. Some shoulder weakness and pec weakness, but no pain in the actual shoulder joint during the movement. We'll see how it goes in the next couple of days. Usually the pain shows up tomorrow or the day after. But for now, we're going to drop it by 5% and hit up some more sets of 5. This brings it to 252 for 5. We're going to repeat this until I get to an IPE 9 again. So what I found recently with my bench press technique is that in order for me to get a really good leg drive and drive my traps into the bench press pad, is to actually have my feet further out away from the bench. It doesn't work for me personally to have my feet tucked under and drive my floating heels into the ground. It actually works for me to have my feet flat on the floor, a little bit out in front of me. You'll see it in the video when I replay it now, but you'll notice my feet are out, and pushing that leg drive in actually helps me activate gets a nice solid arch and then pushes my traps into the pad. So maybe that might help for you if you're not able to figure out the leg drive with your feet tucked underneath your butt, as it were. Try that next time, see if it helps. I know it's helped me quite a lot. So just got done with the second set at 252. The collarbone's starting to feel a little odd, so I'm gonna call the sets now, just before we get any further incidents. No real pain, probably just fatigue. Again, around this time, I'm just getting sore, like muscle soreness anyway, so I don't think the collarbone issue is too big of a deal. We'll find out later today and tomorrow. Way better than last week, 10 pounds. 10 pounds over last week, got way more volume in today as well. So I think the shoulder injury, pain, whatever it is healing up pretty good. No lingering side effects from training. So I guess one example of training through the pain, not leading to any bad outcomes. So now move on to some squats with the SS yoke bar. I like to bring the stance in a little bit closer, just to be a little bit more of a variation compared to the low bar back squat, which I normally do. It's really just up to you, however you want to set the stance. Some people prefer to be a wider stance, so it replicates their low bar back squat and adds more specificity training to that. I like to differ it up, bring the stance in a little bit more, activate a couple different muscle groups, just more of a variation movement rather than an assistance movement for the squat. So now with the weight shifting, we can activate a bit more quads. It allows me to go a little bit lower more comfortably, so I get a tiny bit more range of motion since we are dropping that weight and adding more reps in. Focusing on more of the quads, I noticed last week I was cutting them a bit high and also not fully extending at the top of the squat. So focusing more on slowing down the process of the squat, getting proper depth, proper extension on the top, just to engage get a fuller range of motion and engage more muscle groups along the way. So that's done. Now we're about to move on to some Maya reps for the beltless overhead press. We'll see how the shoulder holds up. Started to feel some twinges here and there in the rest period of the SSB squats, but we'll find out how it goes when we get onto those Maya reps. So we just got done with day 2 of week 5, Powerbuilding II template by Barbell Medicine. The day went really well, dealing with a lingering shoulder issue that happened about 2 weeks ago now. It's actually starting to clear up. Was able to get through a lot more weight, a lot more volume than I was in the previous weeks. Yes, the program is dialing up volume and dialing up intensity. However, the last couple of weeks out dealing with the shoulder stuff, my weights lifted and volume has gone down quite a bit, well, by a couple of percentage points. So it's great to see today I'm able to put up more numbers on the bench. I was able to get out one more set with the Maya reps, and the shoulder's feeling good for now. Started to feel some twinges here and there towards the end of the session, but that could also be my fatigue. I'm not known for my endurance or training capacity, so conditioning is a huge part of this program that we'll work on. I've noticed it is getting easier. Today's session did take 2 hours, but I did want to increase the amount of warm-up sets I did with the bench press as well as the overhead press, just to make sure everything was in the groove, there wasn't too much pain leading on the way up. So you'll see some indicators as the weight gets heavier as well. So one thing to keep in mind is if an injury or pain starts to dissipate as the weight increases, then you're fine for the most part. You can kind of work through it. However, the pain starts to get worse or it doesn't disappear as the weight goes forward, maybe think about dialing down the weight or reducing the weight that you're expecting to lift that week. All in all, I think it was a great session today. Check out the previous weeks where you'll actually see weeks 1 through 4 is one video for 1 week. Now I'll be starting to move forward. I'll do 1 video per day just to give a bit more in-depth view of each day's session and keep track of my progress along the way. I'll leave all the links below. Check out my blog, WynnStrength.com, where I put a weekly update of my training, a little bit quicker to come out and publish those as it's a bit easier to write, a little bit quicker. I'll also leave links for the Barbell Medicine guys. There's a great resource there. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think about the new video style. Let me know what you think about my progress. Thanks for watching.